Girl bit down on her backpack, slowly pulling a thin wire out of it. She straightened the wire with force, then bent one end of the wire. Carefully moving her trembling feet, she stretched out the prepared wire, trying to reach the climbing rope 2 meters away. At that moment, the girl was hanging from a cliff. Every tiny movement was filled with danger. Luckily, her effort wasn't in vain. The tip of the thin wire finally hooked the climbing rope, but she didn't act rashly. She continued cautiously pulling the wire back into her hand. Time ticked by second by second. At last, the girl grabbed one end of the climbing rope, but this was only the first step toward survival. She tied the climbing rope tightly to the rock wall and started to swing her body methodically. The girl wanted to use inertia to swing herself onto a ledge on the other side of the rock wall. She made it, but the danger wasn't over yet. When she looked down, she saw an endless abyss beneath her. Glancing up, she spotted an abandoned tent above. Suddenly, she thought of a good idea. She began to use the climbing skills she'd learned and moved step by step toward the tent hanging in the air. Stretching out her limbs, she finally managed to land on a huge rock. But just then, 3 men had arrived at the top of the mountain, immediately searching the rock wall for the girl. Although she was hidden behind a massive rock, after some calculations, the men realized she was hiding right below them. Knowing she'd been found, the girl had no intention of climbing further, so one of the men handed a rope to his companion and tossed it straight down. But the girl wasn't foolish. She knew how cruel those men could be. She attached a piece of white paper to the rope, and when the men below saw movement on the rope, they thought the girl had given in, so they quickly pulled the rope back up. When they saw just a piece of white paper at the end, one of the men angrily grabbed it, but all that was written on it was a curse word. The man was instantly furious, shaking with rage. The girl couldn't help but let a hint of a smile lift the corners of her lips.